Good evening and welcome to Urdu VOA's Facebook Live events. My name is Hannah Grossblatt. Today I'll be talking with Jennifer T. Cass from George Mason University, a little bit about education and studying in the U.S. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to start off by asking Jennifer, are there a lot of Pakistani students in George Mason? Are there a lot of international students? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, George Mason University is a large public university in the state of Virginia. We have about 2,000 international students, so our overall student population is about 7% international. Of those, in fall 2011, we had about 45 Pakistani students enrolled.
Oh, great. So what do you think would be a benefit for studying in the U.S.? What are some reasons why students might want to come from Pakistan to the U.S.?
I think the number one benefit for students from Pakistan and international students choosing to study in the United States would be the diversity of our academic programs and the quality of education. When you choose to study in the United States, you can choose any major that you wish. I know in a lot of countries, students take exams in secondary school that determine what they have to study when they go to university or give them a limitation to the subjects they can study. When you apply to a university in the United States, you could apply to study pre-medical, engineering, computer science, psychology, English. There are many different educational opportunities here, and I think that's the main benefit to studying in the U.S.
Yeah, that's great. So what do many Pakistanis study a certain topic, or is it all over the board? What do you, from your experience, what do you think?
From my experience, I would say the most popular majors for students from Pakistan would be engineering, computer science, and then business.
Great. So we have a few questions from our viewers, from Israr and Mohammed and Fatima, and they wanted to know a little bit about financial aid and scholarship. We all know that it's costs a lot of money to study in the U.S. Can you talk a little bit about opportunities for students to apply for scholarships or financial aid?
Mm-hmm. Well, there are many opportunities for financial aid and scholarship in the United States, but it depends on the university that you choose to study at. My first recommendation would definitely be to do your research. There are over 3,000 different universities in the United States, and all of them have a different application process and have different financial aid and scholarship opportunities. So don't just do a search based on tuition or choose a private university and see that, oh my gosh, the tuition there is $40,000 a year. That's way too expensive. Definitely take a look at the website, because private universities, they tend to have more scholarship opportunities. But then if you look at a public university, their tuition might be cheaper. So my number one recommendation is to do your research, find the different tuition and scholarship opportunities at every different university. There are many different opportunities out there. There's definitely financial aid available depending on the university. And also the U.S. Education Foundation in Pakistan is a great resource for you. They have lots of advisors that are available to give you advice on how to apply to scholarships, how to choose a university, and they'll know where the best opportunities are.
Great. So we've had a few questions from the viewers about this, but moving to a new country and studying in a new country is difficult to get acclimated and to get used to the environment. What sort of organizations, associations does George Mason have for helping students, for helping Pakistani students specifically also?
We have an Office of International Programs and Services that offer a lot of cultural advising to our international students. All of our students who are coming from another country are required to attend an international orientation before classes start, and this provides students with information on how to maintain their immigration status, what it will be like living in the United States. They take trips to Target, Walmart, and the supermarket to show students around the Fairfax area, give them an idea of what it's like to do shopping, and find the things that they're looking for in the United States. And it's also a great opportunity for them to meet other international students who are new to the country and going through the same things that they are. And once you go through the orientation program, the OIPS is available for any sort of questions the students might have or problems they might have while they're living on campus and in the United States. And there are pretty much every other university in the U.S. has a similar office and a similar type program that helps students become acclimated, so there really shouldn't be any concern.
So a little bit to that issue, our viewer Hayat wanted to know, coming to the U.S., there are some beliefs that Pakistanis will be discriminated against and that they will not be treated well. Can you speak a little bit to that, working at George Mason?
There are students from 130 different countries on our campus, and there isn't any discrimination that is against any of them. I would say that for the most part, in the United States, we're very interested in meeting people from other countries. We're very open to learning more about your culture and very welcoming, and I think that the things that you see on the news or the things that you read in the newspaper, those take very random and a very negative situations. You never hear about the great things that are happening in this country and how how welcoming we are. It's always those select random incidences, but overall, Americans are very welcoming, and we're very interested in having more students from Pakistan on our campuses.
So, in addition to that, are there stereotypes? It sounds like there's not of Pakistanis. What do you think about that?
I don't think that there's overall any general stereotype. I would just say that in Pakistan, I'm sure there are some stereotypes of what Americans are like. So every culture, every country, every university, every state in the United States. There's going to be a few people who might have stereotypes, whether positive, whether negative, but that's the point and the benefit of having students from Pakistan come and study in the United States, is to break down those stereotypes and show us, what people from Pakistan are really like.
Yeah, that's great. So, a little bit more about education and after education. Do many Pakistani students or international students stay after they finish their studies? Do they stay in the U.S. and do you guys help them, or how does that work?
We do have an Office of Career Services that helps students, that helps students find jobs and internships within their field. We do not obviously guarantee that anyone is able to find a job or stay in the United States. And actually, when you're coming here as a student, you are coming here to study and gain your education, and it is expected that you'll return home and contribute to your country all the skills that you've learned here in the United States. So we will help you find internships and find experience, and there are some students that are very motivated and are able to find a job opportunity here in the United States that will sponsor their visa.
And so the internships sort of span through all different careers and majors and whatnot, computer sciences, etc.
Computer sciences, engineering, business. The students are able to find opportunities here in the D.C. area as well as in other parts of the United States.
And I was going to just ask, do they generally, there's no specific formula, but do students generally stay around here afterwards if they do decide to stay in the United States, or do they migrate all over the U.S., or have you had any experience with that?
To be honest, I don't have any. They do kind of migrate all over the United States, because a lot of our students, once they finish their bachelor's degree, might choose to go on and take a master's in another part of the United States. Some of them will go on to the UK. Some will stay here and do their OPT in a local business or organization, and then decide to settle down in the Virginia area.
Great. So sort of going back to the applying for the university, we had one of our viewers, Israr. He had wanted to know the general process of applying to the university, and if it's difficult, or how can students generally go about doing that?
Well, first of all, thank you for your interest in George Mason, Israr. I look forward to reading your application. I would say, and I noticed from your question that you're interested in our MBA program, so I would say the first step in the process would be to begin studying for your GMAT exam, as well as the TOEFL or IELTS exam. And then once you've completed those exams, then you can begin our application process. Definitely visit the website of our MBA program. That will go through all of the details and the deadlines of the application process. And I do see, when I leave, I will be sure to respond to your question directly with the website to assist you with the application process. But for now, my advice to you is to begin with doing your research on the TOEFL, IELTS, and GMAT.
So they take the same sort of tests that American students take for the GMAT, all these standardized tests?
Well, the GMAT is required for all of our MBA applicants, whether they're American or international students. But the TOEFL or IELTS exam are English proficiency tests that are required for all non-native English speakers.
Oh, great. So I was going to also ask a little bit about academic requirements. I know it varies from university, from majors, all these kind of things. Can you talk a little bit about that? What students should be shooting for if they are, in Pakistan looking to study in the U.S.?
Just like with financial aid, and I said my first advice would be to do your research. I think for application requirements, that's the same advice that I would have. Get on the internet, go to the U.S. Education Foundation office, and start looking through brochures and doing research on what type of university you want to study at, what major you want to study. Because every university has different application deadlines and different requirements. In general, most universities have some English proficiency requirement, so a very good first step would be to look into taking a TOEFL or IELTS exam. Every university has a different minimum requirement, so there's no specific score I can recommend that anyone has, but just to study English, take those exams, and get on the internet, visit different libraries and different offices, and figure out which universities you'd like to apply to, because there's many different ones in the United States, and all of them have a different academic fit for different types of students.
Great. Well, it was so great talking to you. I hope we've really informed our audience. And I really appreciate you coming in.
All right.
Thanks for watching us.
Thank you.